So this is Louis, and I have some breaking news for you. Dan Houser of Rockstar, Dan and Sam Houser of Rockstar fame, the co-founders of the company. Dan Houser is leaving Rockstar Games. I cannot believe that this is happening. I can't believe it. But that is what's now being reported by IGN. Dan Houser, despite my problems with him, and I have a video that I never wound up publishing where I rip him, I can't believe this. It is unbelievable to me that he left his own company. If you're an investor, pull out now. Tomorrow morning, pull out. Because despite Dan Houser's issues, go down in the article. Read what this guy is responsible for, okay? This guy was the head writer for Grand Theft Auto 2, 3, 4, 5, the head writer of Bully, which is their real cult hit, Red Dead Redemption 1, Max Payne 3, which was kind of middling in terms of sales, and in reviews. People didn't really like. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. And Red Dead Redemption 2. Who else do they have? That just tells you there is no GTA 6 that is being worked on, that he's in any way involved in. He wouldn't leave the company if he was in the middle of working on GTA 6. He wouldn't leave the company, even in the case of Bully 2. He wouldn't be writing it. So the question is, what the hell are they working on then? And who the hell's working on it? With the other games that Rockstar has produced, if you want to look at the games that made Rockstar and Take-Two, a $1 billion major corporation in the industry, fucking 3, 4, 5, Red Dead Redemption, Max Payne 3, whatever you think of it, Red Dead Redemption 2. What else is there? You know what I mean? Yes, Vice City. Is that credit to him? I'd have to look it up. The other spinoff, Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories. Was every DLC created by him? No. But in terms of the overall framework, even though I despise what was done in Red Dead 2, and that was him. He was responsible for Red Dead 2, and its really disparaging narrative around America. He is the source of that. And I have to say that, being fair, he is responsible for a lot of great games in terms of the overall, the themes, the overall arcing story, the characters. He didn't write the whole deal, but it's the difference between the macro and the micro. He is the macro guy. And for them to lose him is severe. I can't, like I said, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe it. That a guy making more money than God would leave this company. The comparisons that I would make to this would be Ken Levine, which I don't think is a very good comparison, because ultimately he left for ideological reasons. He wanted to shift gears to make narrative games, and as far as I know, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Ken Levine. He's just gone. The more apt comparison would be Gabe Newell of Valve. Gabe Newell went from making games to selling games. One of the main reasons why Gabe Newell is no longer working on games, making games, publishing games, which they were doing for years and years, is because they're making more money than God running Steam. It makes sense. It's sad. I wish Valve would make more games, but that is just the state of things at Valve, is that they're making so much money, they don't need to publish games, they just need to sell you games. For Dan Houser to leave Rockstar is like Gabe Newell leaving Valve. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. I understand that there is a difference between owning your own company, or even if you own your own publicly traded company, and being a subsidiary to Take-Two. Even with that, I can't imagine that Dan Houser isn't making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars working at Rockstar, putting out games that are not bad, such as Red Dead 2 or Max Payne 3. I don't care what you say. They're not bad games. The problem is that Max Payne 3 wasn't a great game, and Red Dead 2 wasn't a great game. And with Red Dead in particular, say what you will about the gameplay, a lot to me with what's wrong with it is Dan Houser's macro vision of the game. It's hard to make an appealing game and setting and characters and whatnot if you fundamentally have a morally contradictory character that's your protagonist, insufferable virtue signaling inserts, and just an utterly absurd framework for the narrative. You actively resent the country in which you reside. You actively hate the country's history. You have a distorted left-wing perspective on what America is, and that vision, that view is reflected in your games. And it is a distorted, ridiculous, just nonsensical, incoherent view. Genuine criticism and satire, parody, that is found in GTA 5 and the others is not found in Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is in many ways, narratively, a distinct game from the others. In some ways, it's closer to GTA 4, which I also did not like, but it wasn't, every aspect of GTA 4 wasn't this overarching resentment and animus towards the country. It was harsh in certain criticisms, unfair in some ways, in my view, of criticism towards the United States, and just sad and negative to an extent that I did not like. That is not found in GTA 5 at all, and I'm very grateful for that. I dislike that aspect of GTA 4, and I'm glad it was not in GTA 5. You know what this reminds me of? I just thought of it. Will Wright and Maxis. It absolutely is comparable there. Maxis was never the same after Will Wright left. It didn't collapse. It wasn't as though that once Will Wright left the company that the whole company just imploded. But I can tell you that one of the reasons why Maxis eventually became what it is now, it is because Will Wright left the company. This is a huge blow. Despite my opinion of Dan and Sam Houser, Dan Houser leaving the fucking company, who the hell is going to replace him? Some fucking purple-haired fag? You know, who is going to replace this guy? This is one of the biggest names in the entire industry, leaving. And who fucking knows? He could go full Ken Levine, just disappear into the fucking ether. The guy has more money than God to retire with. So who knows what this guy is going to fucking do? Can Rockstar recover? Can Rockstar recover from this blow? I can't, for all I know, tomorrow, nothing happens with Take-Two. But if I was an investor in Take-Two, bro, this is your $1 million ticket that's leaving the fucking company. This is the guy that's responsible for just about every hit you've had. In 20 years. Gone. Leaving. Who the hell is going to replace this fucking guy? Are you going to go find Drew Carpathian? Who the hell? David Gettr, right? Who the hell is going to replace this guy? My God, man. I am shocked. I am legitimately blown away. Maybe, there's people that are more in the know that could have predicted this, that knew that this was going to happen. But I got to tell you that I am shocked. I am utterly blown away. I don't know, man. It really says to me that chances are this is it for Rockstar. If I were to take a very pessimistic view of it, because it's like anything they're working on now could not have involved him. We're just past the release of Red Dead 2, and he was apparently, according to this article, gone in the spring of 2019. They pushed out Red Dead 2, and he was gone. He took some kind of, vacation break, whatever. And I imagine it's stressful and all that, putting out a game that big. Anything they're working on since the release of Red Dead 2. He cannot have been working on at all. There's no way. Because where would it be in terms of the process of being made where he bounces from the company? I really got to say, man, there's a reason why I call the playlist, when I talk about the industry, I call it the death of Western gaming. It's just like every fucking company, dude. Every company that I have been following my entire life is collapsing. Every one. It's just incredible to me to see that. I understand. Things don't last forever. I totally understand that. But it's one of the videos I plan on talking to you guys about, that one of the issues at CD Projekt Red, and I have from an inside source, I know a dev who works for a different company who knows a dev that works at CD Projekt Red. I emailed them and I asked them, do you know anything about what's going on at CD Projekt Red? And according to that source, one of the problems they're having right now, and there's evidence to say this, one of the things they're having right now at CD Projekt Red are people quitting the company. And so there's a ton of turnover. They're trying to get this game out, and they're hiring a bunch of people on. And who are they hiring? And who are they retaining? There's also evidence to say it's SJWs. So people wonder what happened with the pronoun thing. Like, how does it go from being demanded to being implemented like in such a short period of time? What I talked about in that previous video. It's because you have devs at the studio, people that are designing the game, sitting in meetings demanding these changes, and then they happen. Because all the people that are in the room who would have said no, they're gone. They've left the company. At least that's what's been alleged. Like I said, I have a source that says that's the case, and by all appearances, that's happening. You have people quitting, you have people being hired. And if you look at who's being hired, they're kind of, fitting the mold of SJWs. But to the point of Rockstar, that to me is the question. Like, it's why it's relevant. It's this massive gap that Dan Houser, who's going to fill his shoes, basically? Who the hell is going to fill the shoes of Dan Houser, of Rockstar, co-founder of the fucking company? Who the fuck is going to fill this guy's shoes? Is it going to be some fucking diversity hire? Because that would be, in part, just part and parcel of Rockstar. Is it going to be some red-pilled Trump-supporting dude that's going to take his place? I don't fucking think so. I don't even think Dan Houser, in the process of leaving, would allow that. He is, by all appearances, a political bigot. Would Dan Houser allow some red-pilled Republican to take his place, to fill his shoes, to fill that seat, to be responsible for the macro vision of all these games for the future of Rockstar? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. And it's just so disappointing because it's like there's another company. There's another company, man, that's just a huge name has left. And who the fuck on earth are they going to find to fill this guy's seat? It's why you're getting 2 videos in one day. I normally never do this. But I'm so blown away and taken aback by this that I feel it necessary to put out immediately. Because this has to be the biggest story of the year so far. Granted, it's the 4th. This is the biggest story of the year thus far. It is a gut punch to me. Because I was already worried about the future of Rockstar. Forget about the microtransactions. Fuck the microtransactions. I am fundamentally worried about the writing of these games. After 5, the DLC that's been added to the online, the people that they're choosing to put in these games, the characters that they put in, the writing of these characters, the virtue signaling and that sort of thing, Red Dead 2 was an unmitigated disaster on that end of virtue signaling, West hatred. I'll stop there, but I can keep going. That was worrying to me. The fact that this guy's walking away and who the fuck knows, Problem Glass's retard diversity hires taking his place. If you are a Take-Two investor, I would be pulling out and hoping to God that they'll name somebody down the line. It's like, by the way, yeah, he's a conservative, he's a Republican, he's not going to virtue signal in these games, he's not going to get woke, go broke with fucking Rockstar. Don't worry, guys, and then maybe you can reinvest. But Jesus Christ, if you think I'm exaggerating, you don't understand. Like, you fundamentally don't understand to the degree of who is actually leaving this company. Who this guy is, what he represented, what his role was in Rockstar. And I'm sure that you can have people in the know, in the company, they'll be like, oh, I did this and that. But no, This was the guy making so many of the decisions. This is the guy that was like the visionary, that was overseeing everything for so many fucking years. This guy is leaving the company. And tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., is that when the stock market starts? You know, where it opens? Fucking pull out a Take-Two. First thing. Holy shit. Because, I can't even remember, is it a fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog meme?
Your pa was a real man. You can't fill his shoes.
Oh my god. But I'll just leave it there. Thanks for listening.